Creatives on the continent and creatives of African descent are going to help rebrand Africa, and they are going to develop Africa. Now, hear me out, but I know we give a lot of grace to technology. All those things are important, but I want you to understand the power of creatives and how they are going to rebrand the continent. If you're a creative, and creatives, I'm talking about anybody in the creative space, be it blogger, fashion, music, anybody in the creative space, listen and listen carefully and learn how you do the damn thing. In this video, I'm going to highlight my hero in the fashion industry, and his name is Brunello Cucinelli. Yep, he's known as the king of Cashmere, and he's of Italian descent. I'm highlighting Brunello Cucinelli because he practices what they call humanistic capitalism. And we Africans can learn a lot from that, especially Africans that are very wealthy, Africans that are doing very well on the continent. We don't think in this way. But I want to show you how Brunello Cucinelli has done it through humanistic capitalism. Brunello Cucinelli grew up in a small town in Italy. He didn't have plumbing, he didn't have electric. In fact, if you hear some of the stories of billionaires and millionaires in Ghana, they'll tell you that they sold newspapers to get to where they are. They sold cassettes and all these things, right? Brunello Cucinelli also came from that background, even though he's Italian. It was a small town in Solomeo, Italy. He didn't have electric, he didn't have plumbing. So Brunello Cucinelli, when he got to his adult age and he was looking for a career, he decided to get into fashion. And over the course of the years, as he started his fashion, he has invested over 900 million euros in that small town. They have renovated a lot of infrastructures that were falling apart. They have renovated the streets. He has built museums, libraries. In fact, he even has a school where artisans can come and learn the arts and the crafts of sewing and other artisanal jobs. Man, this guy is a hero in his town because he believes in humanity. He believes in bringing the dignity to his people. So if you came from a town where people don't have amenities like plumbing and stuff, and you are sitting somewhere driving private jets and doing all kinds of things, we have to stop thinking like that. Now, the reason why I picked Brunello Cucinelli is because of the impact that he's had in society. And this is where I want to take Afitude. He's my hero. I'm practicing humanistic capitalism, and I am highlighting him here today. Can you imagine what we can do as Africans if we think beyond self? So Brunello Cucinelli is my hero. I'm going to follow his footsteps, and I'm going to use, I always say that I'm using the medium of Afitude to unite Africans in our hearts and our minds. And those will come in the design. But the money aspect of it is also going to bring the dignity back to our people. It's very, very important because nobody is going to come and develop us. No AIDS, no American, no European, unless of African descent. But nobody is going to come and develop us but ourselves. So I am using myself as a medium. I'm using fashion as a language that is going to rebrand Africa and also going to help develop the continent. So Brunello Cucinelli, I'm highlighting, and I brought this up because it's very, very important that Africans, we start to think outside of ourselves. And another thing that's also important is we have to trace where the money goes. On the next video, I would elaborate properly on where the money goes and who we are empowering. But a lot of the times when we spend on things, the things make us feel good. But when we buy those things, we have to think about who we are empowering, because we usually empower people that turn around and oppress us. I'm also doing this video to also open the minds of other creatives. Some of you, when people come and talk to you, then you are all bougie, treating people like you are some upper class. We need to stop all those things. We have a lot of work to do as Africans. And Africa needs to be a place where you don't need to go outside Africa to be wealthy, because we need to put pressure on our leaders. Look, I don't want any contracts from government. I don't want any favors. What I want you to do is create the infrastructure that will make it easy for me to go to Lome to go get fabric, to fly to Egypt to go get fabric, to bring to Abidjan for a factory for them to sew my things for me. Like, we need that ease of movement to make the environment conducive for business. So basically, the people who bought Brunello Cucinelli funded the development of the town in Italy. I can imagine how many of our Ogas buy Brunello Cucinelli because it's for the 1% of 1%. Meanwhile, when you go to the Oga's house in Nigeria, there's a big gutter. I saw some videos. There's a big gutter, rubbish. Yes, but they'll buy the Brunello Cucinelli and wear it and feel cool. They just develop somebody else's town. Well, this is the Afitude movement. Let me go before I get into trouble. But I'm here to tell you, and we'll go back to this video, that creatives are going to change the face of Africa. This is the Afitude movement, where we bring what is in the dark to light. We bring hope to the people on the continents that one day, Africa will unite. Hook up.